Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm going to try Luminary. I'm really excited to try this. I know a lot of people like it. So I picked up the color Harmony. Oh, that's a baby pink. Really pretty. It's definitely going to be lighter than the color I have on. This one is from GLAM. It is their sheer pink builder in a bottle, and I should have a video already up on this hand, and now I'm going to try Luminary on my other hand. I also got the refill, so I got the kit, which is the bottle, the refill, and then you put it in the jar. I probably will never use the jar, I'm gonna be honest, because it's literally a builder in a bottle. So I'm just going to put it in here. All right, my nails are already prepped. I had done the apres on these, so there's probably still some of that left on my nail, or I should say the nail is still left on. But I'm going to build out my nails with a natural fiber because I personally think a hard gel versus a soak off. All right, taking my Mia Secret form, gonna do that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put little slices right where that red kind of ends, and this is going to free up the tension on the form. So just gonna put that together. And depending on the size of your finger is where you're going to cut the form. Again, the nails are super short, so I'm just kind of, there we go, tucking it under like so. So you can see it is nice and flush. There we go, nice and flush. I don't think that's gonna show. With the form, and we're gonna build out a super thin layer. All right, rolling that off onto that form, and I'm going to build the shape I want. I want a oval shape. You guys know I like that oval almond shape, but we're gonna keep this pretty thin because we are using a pink builder. I wanna make sure that I don't build up this nail too much because I don't want this to show through. Okay, and I'm just grabbing a little bit more and we're just gonna run it over. I'm gonna walk it down a little bit. Again, these do have a little bit of gel left over. That's why I didn't go in with a base or anything like that, because it's technically already there. You always wanna come down more on your sides. That way you can file up to the shape you want. I'm gonna go ahead and cure that. All right, this is what you're working with. Beautiful, right? All right, so I'm going to wipe off that tacky layer and we are going to file into shape. And remember, these are super, super fragile, so please be careful when filing. So you can see it's hanging down, which is on purpose because I like to bring it up to that ledge. So that means I'm going to get a nice straight line there, and I don't have to worry about if I didn't put enough gel. So I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. And you can see we have a nice straight edge. So if I relax my nice straight edge. Okay, and so I am going to do kind of an oval-ish shape. So I'm gonna come from this side and this side. I'm not the best at shaping, so take it for what it is. All right, that's what we're working with. So I'm going to do that to the other nails and I will be right back. All right. So I am taking off the dust, and you really want to make sure you get it off, because if you have dust on here, it will start to lift. And remember, you still want to be super gentle because these are super thin. And so you can see I pretty much have a rough shape. I will shape it more when I get the product on, but for now, this is the shape. This guy is always wider. You can go in with your base of choice. I'm gonna use tack because I use tack pretty much for everything. So I'm just gonna use that. And I'm gonna do one at a time. So I'm gonna work this in. Again, your nails would be prepped. You probably would already have a clear base down before building out your tips, but again, I had the full coverage nails on, and I know they're still on. And I'm scrubbing this in to create the best adhesion. All right, here we go. I'm going to do a nice thin layer. And I like to push back to the cuticle, and when I go down the sidewalls, I kind of let the brush fan out, and that way it will do most of the work for me. All right, now that we got that base down, I'm gonna give that a cure. All right, that base is cured. I'm gonna go in with another thin layer, and this is gonna be our slip layer. So this is what we are going to build on top of our nails. So I'm coming in, going down the side, really making sure it's where I want it to, because remember, I've said this many a times, gel likes to stick to gel, so if you get gel on your skin, spoiler alert, guess where it's gonna go? All right, just making sure everything is even. Pulling back my cuticle here. All right, think we're ready. So I kind of wipe one side of the brush and let the other side kind of pull up. And this is like any builder in a bottle that I use. And I just kind of sit it on the nail. And then I'm gonna walk it down the side. And I'm just gonna let it flow towards that cuticle. And I'm gonna walk it down the nail. Okay, obviously where we built our nail, we will have an indent, so just go ahead and add a little bit more. Okay, and then I'm going to drag it back and then flip my hand upside down. All right, so this is bulging just a smidge, so I'm gonna kind of help it along here. The apex isn't exactly where I want it. There's a little divot. So I'm gonna grab a little bit more, keeping my hand upside down while I'm letting the luminary pull up. And I'm gonna drop it right in, right where I want it. And then drag it down over the tip and then flip. And that looks pretty good from upside down, so I'm gonna go ahead and cure that. All right, so there we go. You can see it's slightly imperfect, which is expected because I am not the best at applying it. That is why I buffed my nails. So you can see I have a nice little apex from both sides, so I will go ahead and move on. That's not really tacky. Going in with tack. And we are going to apply that. Obviously, if you're doing this on somebody else, you could probably go ahead and just, you know, you don't necessarily have to take it as slow as I'm going. And I'm not gonna make you sit through the whole thing, so I will fast forward each step now. All right, now we're gonna take the Luminary again, and we are going to do our base layer. So this is not our slip layer, this is the base layer that our slip layer is going to go on.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down.
Moving on to our slip layer. Now this is the layer again that we will build on, and I'm going to do them one at a time, meaning I'm going to do the slip layer and then I will build and then I will cure for a flash cure, and it's probably between 10 and 15 seconds my flash cure. And then once we do the last one, it will be a full cure. Okay, placing that bead down 2/3, massage it around, walk it down. Always make sure you go over the edge of your nail. And I just got a huge amount on my cuticle.
My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10.
All right, this is what we're working with before filing. So it's a little uneven, especially going back to my cuticles, probably more in real life than on camera, but we'll see once we end up filing it. So there's probably not going to be much filing because everything looks pretty good, except for probably maybe just kind of like the bulging parts that I don't usually like. So I'm not gonna bore you guys with all the filing, so I'll be back. All right, we are filed and buffed and looking pretty good. Again, you can see a little bit inconsistency with the gel being, you know, obviously pink. You can see towards the cuticles where there is not some, it kind of ombres a little bit darker. I don't know, I feel like my studio light might be washing that out. Still, my pink one step does that to me all the time, and I still use it, and it's still one of my favorites. So that's no problem with me, honestly. I'm going to use super shiny over this. I'm not gonna do a design, at least not yet. Give me until tomorrow. I'll probably do a design tomorrow.
We are in pixels.
Y'all, I thought I just went crazy. I just cured that thinking, okay, it's looking a little peach. It's definitely a different color now. So here they are. My peach nails. I do like it though. I'm surprised no one mentions the smell. The smell on this is quite significant. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.